Yes, folks, you know when I'm live that something is taking place. Well, it's Sunday, and we have another eruption in progress. So here we go again. Soufriere is showing itself this afternoon on Sunday, the 18th. It's erupting again. So there we go. You see up top here, you see it's rumbling again, and it's pushing out a lot of stuff. The usual new eruption style is that most of the cloud hangs over on the western side, but it's still a lot of stuff being pumped out to the top here. So it's Sunday, folks, Sunday the 18th of April 2021. And Soufriere is again erupting. Yes, it's again erupting. Quite a lot of power here, lots of rumbling in the background. A wide eruption. It's the front of this is covered with cloud, and it's a very, very, very windy day. So if you look at this, it's really, really windy. I don't know how if I'd be able to stand this today. Look at this. Lots and lots of wind and volcanic ash here. Oh God, great. Anyway, just to let you know, it's Sunday the 18th, and the last Soufriere is again erupting. It's in full flow again, folks. I was just inside and just heard it rumbling, and I thought, well, I wonder if this thing is happening again. And yes, it's happening again. It's happening again. Look at that. It's almost overhead already. There's a lot of white cloud in front. The stuff that is being pumped out here. But yes, this is our Sunday afternoon gift right here. It's very, very windy and heavily overcast. But yes, Soufriere is again pumping stuff into the atmosphere. It's big eruption, and the stuff is really pumping up overhead. Look at that. Yes. Right down here. Yes, folks. This is almost a customary thing once a day, but yesterday we had a little rest, and this afternoon it started pumping again. So there we go, lots of ash in the upper atmosphere here. It's almost overhead already. It's hanging a bit to the west. It's being pushed over to the west. So much of this would probably fall into the sea. As was the case with the last two eruptions. Look at that. It's right overhead here, so it's already about 6 kilometers from the crater. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to do this one landscape, but it's a bit of a problem when I go overhead. It tends to want to rotate. But yes, folks, the last Soufriere has erupted again. It's not as thunderous from where I stand here, but it has pushed out quite a lot of stuff. It's been probably erupting maybe for 5-10 minutes already, when I really realized that it was busy again, doing its thing. So this is Sunday's eruption. I think today is the 18th, as far as yes. Sunday the 18th, and we have had an eruption. It's a massive amount of ash hanging in the skies here, but from all appearances, it's mostly shifting It's now shifting a little bit to the east, by the way, because it seems as though wind is pushing some of this stuff eastward, so you'd get some of this on the windward, falling on the windward side of the island later, and quite a bit here overhead. This may well fall in my area here as well, some of it, but quite a lot is already on the over the Caribbean Sea, so we'd probably lose some of that into the sea. The lower clouds are moving westward, which is the normal, it's the prevalent wind direction. But here that's wow. Yes, Soufriere is doing his thing. All overhead. It's already hanging over places like Coleshill, so it's making progress overhead here. This doesn't look good, folks. This is going to be a lot of ash again, and we thought we had enough, but this is something. You see where this ends up. It seems as though it went over the Caribbean Sea, and the wind is pushing it at that altitude, is pushing it back east. And it's a lot of stuff, lots of stuff. Wow. But probably some of it, yeah, maybe it's not really moving that much, but the cloud under it is moving to from the northeast to the southwest. And because of that, it looks, probably looks as if the upper clouds are moving in the opposite direction. It probably isn't. Still hanging quite a bit over the Caribbean Sea. That's it there, and it's still, the clouds are still rolling in the background there. So we're still getting some stuff coming out of the crater, and from all appearances, it would probably quite a bit of it would hang. Would probably fall in the sea. But look at that. So yes, folks, this is our Sunday afternoon gift. It's 5 minutes past 5 in the afternoon. I would say this is about 10-15 minutes in progress already. Most likely it would last maybe another 20-25 minutes, and it has released a little bit more material into the air. There's still a substantial amount being pumped out. If you look at the clouds, the cloud formation in the back there, right in the center of the picture, you could see where it's still pumping out. It's rumbling in the background, so it means that it's still really doing its work in the back. Now, if you look over on the west here, you can see that the clouds already, the ash is already falling out into the Caribbean Sea. It looks almost as if there's a rain there, but quite a bit of ash is being deposited in the Caribbean Sea. But there we go. Look at if you look in the center of the picture somewhere there, you will see the stuff that's being pumped out. It's rolling upward there, filling in that gap. Yeah, look at the formation there. Pay attention to that. Right in the middle of the picture, you could see it's still rumbling, and it's pumping out quite a bit of ash. By special request, I'm doing this live in landscape mode, because quite a lot of people have requested I do the live in landscape, because they could get a better view. They won't have the portrait tend to be to have black lines along the edges, because of the limited scope. So I'm doing this landscape for those of you with widescreen. Now it's rumbling, boy. It's really rumbling in the background, and you could see, if you look at the the dark cloud. You see a little bit of white cloud way above where you see that house to the left. Above there, that's where it's really coming out, and you could really see it pumping at this moment. There's quite a lot of stuff still escaping the crater there, and it's getting a bit darker because it's getting heading toward the west. So there you can see the clouds forming above the sun. So very soon it would get a bit dark. The picture would get a bit darker because it's blotting out the light. But if you look in the back there, you can see some white clouds in the background, and that area is where the stuff is being pumped out. You can see it coming up at that little white cloud right in the middle of the picture there. And it's still rumbling, and it's gonna fill that area in with ash clouds. So yes, folks, if you just joined, this is Lennox Lampkin reporting from Rosal. La Soufriere is erupting. It's Sunday, the 18th of April 2021, and we are recording live here another eruption. These days, people just go about their business. The Soufriere erupts, and it is no more the type of excitement for those who have stuck around here. It's almost becoming normal. But every day, every 48 hours, 24 to 48 hours, we'd get an eruption. Lots of wind. We have to deal with a lot of ash here. Look at it. Really, really terrible ash all around here now. It's a very windy day. I think we're dealing here with gusts of about 30-35 kilometers an hour, and that could be a good thing because it would mean that the ash is being pushed over into the Caribbean Sea. And there you have it. That is anything that's on that side. It's going to most likely fall into the Caribbean Sea. That bit. This is a humongous amount of material, but on a windy day, look at the formation in the back there. It's really, really pumping stuff out. Yeah, I doubt you could hear the rumbling because it's not very loud today, but it doesn't mean that it's not doing its work. It's not the kind of vertical formation that we used to have in the earlier eruptions. It tends to roll upward and to the west. So I doubt places like Barbados would be getting very much of this. This is really more for the northern part of North Bay, like Richmond, where Richmond is getting a lot of ash. And folks, it's really, really windy. I don't know how long I would be able to take this in, but it's really, really windy today. That is good for the trees though, because it's shaking all the ash off the trees without any moisture, and that means that trees have a better chance of surviving. very, very windy, and the stuff is being pushed over the Caribbean Sea. If you look down here, I think I could probably get. Yes, that is the ash falling out on the Caribbean Sea already. Look at that. You can see it. It's almost looks like rain, but that's ash, folks. Back here to what's happening here, it's still rolling in the center of the picture there. You'd see the stuff still rolling, and the northeasterly wind is very, very heavy. Gusts of 20 to 35 kilometers an hour, and it's pushing all this stuff eastward. So we're kind of fortunate as far as that is concerned. And after all, let it roll, let it push this stuff out, because it's better to have several small eruptions than really, really large ones. This one is pushing a lot of material. I couldn't. Yes, there's a bit overhead here, so we might still get some of it, but most of it is leaning to the south, to the southwest. Just reminding you that because we are north of the equator, the prevalent wind direction is from the northeast trades. Hence, if the eruption is not very, very well, not I can't say powerful, but when the vent of the crater is enlarged, it tends to go to a lower altitude, and that in itself allows the northeast trades to push the ash material to the southwest, and most of it is then deposited in the Caribbean Sea. And it's really rolling, but I think most of what you're hearing in the background, if you could hear it at all, most of it is really, really thunder. You see a little flash of lightning every now and again just above the crater. Look at that, it's all closing up in the top there. A little hole there. It's all closing up, it's a lot of stuff. Yeah. It's a humongous amount of material in the air, and it's moving over towards the sun. Yeah, it's about to blot out the sun, but there's still quite a bit of clouds. The lower clouds are moving a bit faster, and if you're looking at it, it gives the impression that the upper layers are moving to the east, but it isn't so. It's because the speed of the clouds under it is a bit faster. It gives you that relative feel that it's moving back to the east, but it isn't. Most of this, folks, is going to fall into the Caribbean Sea. That is a given, and it's already happening. So it's heavy, it's a lot of material, and if you look here at the amount of stuff we have here on the ground, it's really lots of fine stuff, and it's really today with the wind, we had serious problems with the air quality. Very, very, very dusty. But again, if you look at the trees are almost clean again. Most of especially the leaves like this one that is a bit smooth, most of those are already clean. The rougher leaves like guavas and so still hold some of the ash, but the heavy stuff has been blown off by the wind. So really this doesn't look all that bad, folks. It doesn't look all that bad in the sense that our real problem with these eruptions is the amount of ash deposit. And from what I'm seeing here, most of it is going to not going to make landfall. This is definitely going to end up in the Caribbean Sea. And it's still cracking in the background. Yeah. there behind the white clouds. You could see it rolling again as these clouds move past us. And in the foreground here is quite a lot of white clouds, so behind it, that's where the ash clouds are rolling in the back there. Still moving to the southwest, and looks as if it's moving east, but it isn't. It's just the sheer speed of the lighter cloud at a low altitude that's moving pretty rapidly from the northeast to the southwest, but it's still pumping. So yes, for those of you who just joined, this is Lennox Lampkin reporting from Rosal. As usual, the WhatsApp calls coming in the background, but disrupts the live. Yes, folks, so that's it. It's still happening. You look in the back there, right in the center of the picture, you could still see the clouds. The smoke just rolling in the back, filling up that little gap. The little clear area in the cloud there is, you can see. But heavy winds, and you could hear it. It's really heavy winds. That is indeed, as bad as it is for us on the ground, it's good, because it means that much of this would not make landfall. This is for the Caribbean Sea this afternoon. Wow, it's really rolling still. I thought, well, it was finished, but look at it in the center there, in the center there, the picture there. You can see that area there being filled. It comes up and it rolls. The clouds, the ash clouds are rolling there, merging with the it's closing up that gap. And on the right hand side you could see quite a bit of motion there. It's pushing out stuff. Skies are getting a bit darker. I put that in the middle of the picture there. There's where it's happening. Wow. This is really impressive. So yes, folks, it's Sunday, and this all started on the morning 8:45 of the 9th of April, and today it's the 18th, 9 days later, and is it? Yes, 7, 8, 9 days later, and we are still going through this process of regular eruptions. Albeit that the last 3 eruptions all had a similar pattern, very wide at the bottom, large amount of ash, but it's being pushed into the Caribbean Sea. Otherwise we would have been in real trouble if it wasn't the case, but it's all blowing to the southwest. Just to give you an impression, let me see, we're going to move around here to the west. We're looking at the west here, western side of the island. We're pointing directly west where the sun is just about to set, but it's covered by ash clouds. These ash clouds have gone, I would say it's already approaching places like Barley. It should be over Barley by now, but most of it is being shifted to the west. So we're not in for too much of a heavy ash fall out of this one, but it's not done yet. It's still rolling in the background there. It's not rumbling as much, but it's still a constant amount of stuff being pumped into the atmosphere. So yes, it's 5:24 in the afternoon of Sunday, the 18th of April, 2021. And we're recording here another violent eruption at the Soufriere. Well, I think I'd be signing out in a moment because there isn't very much more to report. It continues to pump on the bottom end there, so I think this is going to go on for the next maybe 10 minutes or so. That's the usual stuff. It rolls for about 50 minutes to an hour. It's the usual here. If anything happens in the night, the problem really that in recording night eruptions is that you're not seeing a lot of fireworks, and as a result it's almost not possible to really get a picture of what's going on. So I don't bother much with night recordings. If this continues for a long time, I'd probably get a better camera so that we could zoom a little bit more. I could get a better picture of what's really happening here. But I'm using a simple Android phone here, so bear with me. This is just to keep all of this on record. Most of the clouds have actually moved, the ash clouds now over the Caribbean Sea, and it's very, very hazy there, and it's already depositing the ash in the sea. So that's good news for us. And even on the Soufriere mountain is pretty clear. It means that it's not even depositing on the mountain itself, because you could still see the formation of the mountain in the foreground there. So this is really, it looks like a chimney that's high in the wind. You see the smoke is all moving in the direction in the south, in a southwesterly mostly, but I think more to the west though. And it's fallen over the Caribbean Sea. So yes, folks, I'm going to sign off because there's not a lot more to tell you here, and there's not a lot more happening. It's just, this is just going to continue for a little while, and if there's anything spectacular taking place, I would certainly get back out and do another live. But for now, that's me signing out. It's the 18th of April at 5:29 p.m. Yes, 5:29 p.m. and this is all right. Good afternoon. It's the most recent eruption taking place here. Farmers are moving around doing their work as if nothing is really happening. Nobody is really bothering. The few farmers that are around in the area here, we have grown accustomed to this spectacle here, and in a way, I think it's not a very good thing, but that's the way it is. You see this so often that you tend to think, oh, it's just another eruption. But the major problem has been in most of the eruptions in the last weekend. The major problem was the ash deposit. So as long as the ash goes away and it goes into the sea, it's we just let it do its thing and let it empty its gut. So that's it for this afternoon, Sunday afternoon, the 18th of April, 2021. I'm signing out, friends, and should there be anything worth reporting, I'll be there again. Bye for now, and do have yourself a good evening.